Hello students, Wendy Ansley here, kinesiology professor at College of the Desert. Today we have a somewhat challenging sequence, but we always know that we can do beginning versions, right, of the postures, and the journey is more important than the end. We're going to focus on binds, trying to add beautiful binds to postures. What are binds? Well, they're often links where we come into postures. We either can clasp the hands or clasp the hand around the wrist for a really deeper bind, right? But they explore postures in a unique way. You want to have a warmed up shoulders and back and really dive into rotational flexibility. I practice this sequence a little bit with my son, who is an athlete. He plays a lot of diverse sports. And he loved the aspects for athletes to come into shoulder and trunk rotation in the posture. So I wanted to share that with you. Again, the beginning is more important than the end and the journey, and this is something that we can practice. As always, I have a couple blocks and I have a strap nearby. We'll start off with just two little quarter sun A's. We root into the ground. We're going to inhale, draw those arms up, energy out the fingertips. Exhale, we're going to swan dive down into a little dynamic forward fold, heel and toe, beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift, either hands to the shins, the thighs, or the ground, tailbone out and back, gaze forward and down. Exhale, come into a little forward fold. Come more with the weight onto the midfoot. Breathe into those hamstrings. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up, open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Beautiful. Again, inhale, swan dive up, open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, we're going to swan dive down. Heel and toe, a little dynamic. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins, the thighs, or the ground. Exhale, swan dive down. Gently bend the knees, open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Let's gently close the eyes and lower the head to the fingertips. And just take a moment to set your own personal and meaningful intention of our practice today. Let's honor this intention as we explore into these deep postures. Exploring within ourselves, with our efforts, and our breath. Gently look up. Beautiful. I'm going to move kind of all over the mat here, so keep in mind with that, and let's try not to get frustrated. Let's move on the mat here. We're going to inhale, swan dive down, root into the ground, energy out the fingertips. Clasp around the right wrist. I like to take my thumb and index and come together with a little Jana Mudra here. And we're going to inhale as we come over to the left here. Open that side body. Draw the right shoulder back a bit. Beautiful. And open that right side body. Draw that left hip forward just a bit. Inhale, rise. Clasp around the left wrist here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come into this little side lateral. Draw that left shoulder back and the right hip forward just a bit. Inhale, rise. Exhale, we're going to swan dive down into a forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, hands to the shins, the thighs, or the ground. Gently frame the feet with the hands. We're going to step that left leg back, lowering the left knee to the ground, and we're going to do 1 to 2 dynamics. Inhale, come into beautiful crescent moon. Notice my foot is directly under my front knee here. I'm plantar flexing that back foot, and I'm all drawing length into the spine. Breathe into that back hip. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Gently lower the hands. We're going to quarter turn this back knee, and I'm extending this right leg. As I come up into gate pose, I'm moving all over the mat, drawing my right hand down and my left hand up. Come into gate pose. Let's rotate that pinky inward just a bit, still opening that left side body. Inhale, rise. Left hand to the hip or the block or to the ground. And I want us to press outer edge of that extended leg and draw those hips forward a little bit. Beautiful. Inhale and rise. Circle the hands down into a plank, shoulders directly over the hands, belly button to the spine, sacrum towards those heels, heels over the balls of the foot. Core awakening. We'll stay here several breaths. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Gently draw the left knee to the chest and to the nose. Dome the upper back just a bit. Place the left foot next to the left hand. And let's do 1 to 2 dynamics. And inhale, draw those arms up. Root through both feet, drawing length in the spine. And draw the shoulders down the back. Gently release the hands. They come on the inside here, and we quarter turn that back knee, and we're extending the front leg into gate pose. Drawing that left hand down and that right arm up, come into a little side lateral stretch. Draw the bottom ribs forward, top ribs back. Inhale, rise. Hand to the hip, the ground, the block, and come into another gate pose here as we press outer edge of the back foot and draw those hips forward. Rotate the pinky in. Bottom ribs still come up. Top ribs back. Inhale and rise. Kneeling on both knees here, arms come up, and let's draw cactus arms. Tilt those elbows up and draw the upper spine through the heart. Stay here several breath cycles. Inhale and rise. Let's circle those arms down here. Circle them down. And let's come into our first dynamic down dog. Heel and toe. Heel and toe. Beautiful. We're going to press through those palms, and we spread those fingers, usually rooting under the second and third finger a little bit. Let's come into our back release here. So I want us to bend the legs and draw the chest here towards the thighs. We'll stay here several breaths. Just add this variation here. Chest towards the thighs. Bend the legs and feel that release in the back. Sometimes when the hamstrings don't come into play, we can really release the back. Now straighten those legs, heels in line with the pinky toe in our down dog here. Beautiful. Press through those palms, draw length in the spine, and draw the tailbone back and down, pubis bone back and up. Walk the hands and the feet towards one another at the same time. Inhale, halfway lift. Floor shins or the thighs with the hands, tailbone out and back. Exhale, come into forward fold. Take the tops of the hands and press them into the ground here. And kind of rock side to side with those hips. Fingers come towards one another. Just awakening those wrists too. Fingers come away. Gently bend the knees. Swan dive up. Open the chest. Open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Beautiful. Coming to the edge of the mat here. Inhale, swan dive up. Clasp around the left wrist here and shift now over to the right. Draw that left shoulder back a bit, right hip forward. Open, breathe into that left side body. Inhale, rise. Beautiful. Clasp around the right wrist. Now shift over to that left. Open the right side body. Drawing that right shoulder back. Left hip forward just a bit. Inhale, rise. Exhale, we're going to swan dive down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, shins, thighs, or the ground. Framing the feet, we're going to step that right leg back, lower the right knee to the ground. 1 to 2 dynamics, and inhale, press and root with both feet. Draw length in the spine and use that breath still to breathe into the hips. Gently release as we move all over the mat. Hands on the inside. We're quarter turning that back knee, extending that leg. Inhale, rise. On the exhale, draw that left hand down, right arm up, and draw those bottom ribs forward. Draw length. Inhale, rise. On the exhale, right hand to the hip, thigh, or the ground. Grow the pose. From the back foot, through the hips, through the crown of the head and the fingertips. Gently rise. Circle the hand. Come into a plank. Belly button to the spine, shoulders over the wrist. Dome the upper back just a bit. Gaze forward and down several breaths. Core awakening. Draw the right knee to the chest, to the nose. Dome the upper back as we place the right foot next to the right hand. 1 to 2 dynamics. Inhale, root into the ground. Energy out the fingertips. Shoulders down the back ribs. Breathe into that back hip. Beautiful low lunge. Anjaneyasana. Gently release. Hands come on the inside. We quarter turn that back knee, preparing for gate pose. On the exhale, draw the right hand to the right shin and grow the pose. Inhale, rise. Left hand to the hip, the ground or the block. Grow the pose. Continue to press outer edge of that extended leg and draw those hips forward. Rotate the bottom ribs forward. Grow the pose from the back foot through the head, through the fingertips. Inhale and rise. Kneeling on both knees. Arms up. Tilt those elbows, cactus arms, open the chest, open the heart. On the exhale, we're gonna circle those hands down. Lead with those hips, come into down dog. Same thing here. Let's do a little dynamic heel and toe. Still awakening the back here. I want you to bend those legs and draw the chest towards the thighs. And gently static hold, down dog. Head in line with those arms. Press through those palms. Draw length in the spine, firm those thighs. Walk the hands and the feet towards one another. Inhale, halfway lift. Tailbone out and back. Hands to the shins, thighs are ground. Exhale, deep forward fold. Come more to that midfoot and breathe into those hamstrings. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up, open the chest and open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Beautiful. Let's take the strap and just warm up the shoulders a little tiny bit more. So we're going to face each other here and do it the same way as I kind of mirror you here. You're going to start, let's take the strap in half here. And let's start with drawing the right arm up. You're going to draw your right arm up and draw the right hand down the spine. Beautiful. And rest the head into the back of the arm here. Beautiful. It's an external rotation. You're going to take the left arm and rotate that thumb up and clasp a hold of either the strap or the fingers. Beautiful. Yeah, so as we grab a hold of either the strap or the fingers, I want you to take the bottom arm and draw the top arm down the spine just a bit. And now take the top arm and draw that bottom arm up the spine. So we are preparing in Gomukhasana arms here. Beautiful. Cow face arms, gently release. And they do the exact opposite, external and internal rotation. So it's a little yoga therapy here. We're going to take the strap in the left arm now, and we're going to guide that left arm down the spine and press the back of the head into the top here, the back of the left arm. And then we're going to draw that right arm, thumbs come up, and they come up the spine here. We're either going to clasp the strap or the fingers. Here we go. And we're going to draw the top arm down. Beautiful. And then take the top arm and draw the bottom arm up. Gently release. Let's do a cleansing breath together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let's set the strap here. I've got it folded in half. I think I'm going to fold it again. I might fold it one more time. Now I'm going to keep it. Yeah, I might fold it one more time. Okay, we're going to keep it up here to the side here. And we're going to work on a little Uttanasana, forward fold, wrap, or bind. Okay, sometimes they're called wraps or binds. Feet are going to be hip width apart. Inhale, swan dive up. Energy out the fingertips. Exhale, we're going to swan dive down into our forward fold. We're going to heel and toe again, heel and toe. We're going to bend the right leg and we're going to draw the strap. If some of you need a strap, some of you won't need a strap. And we're going to take the strap to the sacrum. So right arm comes underneath. And then the left arm comes over the top and we either clasp the strap or the fingers, and we're going to gaze over that left shoulder. Gently release. This time we're going to bend the left leg and we're going to take the strap and come onto the sacrum underneath here, and then take the right arm over the top and clasp the fingertips and gaze over the right shoulder. Uttanasana with a bind, Baddha Uttanasana. Feel that shoulder rotational flexibility. Gently release. Come back to Uttanasana here. Come more to the midfoot. Gently bend the knees. Open the chest and open the heart. Exhale, heart center. Beautiful. We're going to take the strap and we're going to leave it, as I mirror you here, you're going to leave it onto the side here towards your left, we'll say. We're going to start in the center of the mat, reflecting again on our intention of our practice, living with intention, deep exploration. Hands come up by the chest, elbows up. Add a little hop into our Prasarita stance. Press outer edges of the feet. Rotate those big toes in. Awaken those arches. Clasp those hands behind. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another. Inhale, draw length in the spine. Exhale, come forward. We're going to stay in the static hold. Several breaths here. Continue to breathe into those hamstrings and the inner groin and the shoulders, and think about the hands coming closer to the ground. Inhale and rise. Let's adjust your left foot here and prepare for Virabhadrasana 2. Knee over the ankle, knee towards that pinky toe, and press that back thigh back. Extend those arms from the center of the chest and gaze over the left hand. Draw that left front sitting bone in just a bit. Again, knee towards the pinky toe. Beautiful, warrior 2. On the exhale, elbow and shoulder, 6 o'clock arms. Notice the space I have. Many of you are going to simply stay here. Some of you are going to grow the pose. Good. Elbow and shoulder on the inside of the knee. Grow the pose through the back foot, through the hips, through the crown of the head and the fingertips. Some of you might take the strap, come underneath towards that sacrum, and eventually come into the spine. I like to do it without the strap, but draw the top ribs back, bottom ribs forward. Rotate the torso. Gently release. Inhale and rise. Warrior 2. Take the left palm, turn it up. Brush the ceiling and allow that back arm to weight you down. Gently release. Cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Adjust the strap here. We might place it on the side. If you need the strap, I like to do it without the strap, but on the exhale, we're going to adjust this right foot, intersect with the back heel or the back arch. Draw that right sitting bone in a bit. Knee towards that pinky toe And press that back leg thigh back. Gaze over the right hand. Beautiful, powerful warrior two. On the exhale, keeping space here between here, draw the elbow and shoulder inside that right knee. Many of us will simply stay here. Some of us will begin to grow the pose. Feel the stretch from the back foot through the hips, through the crown of the head. Rotate that pinky inward. Some of us may need to kind of lower the hips a bit. Grow the pose. We draw the top arm to the sacrum. We take the strap and we think about clasping here and gazing over the shoulder. A little rotational flexibility. Gently release. Take the right palm, turn it up, brush the ceiling. Allow that back arm to weigh you down as you open the side body. Gently release. 5-point star, cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Heel toe it in. Beautiful. Beautiful. We'll keep the strap up here a bit, but let's take those blocks. Let's do an exaggerated down dog here. Add a vinyasa. Some of us are going to just stay in a down dog, maybe a child's pose. Some of us will add on chaturanga or partial chaturanga. So heel of the hands on the blocks are shoulder width apart. Coming into Adho Mukha. Press through those palms to draw length in the spine. Transition into Phalakasana, hands on the blocks, shoulders over those hands. Bend those elbows. Some of us, we're either going to lower to the knees, partial chaturanga, or draw the sternum and chest forward, shoulders in line with those elbows, active legs, active core and shoulders. Inhale, press through the tops of the feet. Draw the pelvis forward. Broaden the collarbones. Upward facing dog. Urdhva Mukha, active legs. Exhale, come into down dog. Beautiful down dog. Tailbone back and down, pubis bone back and up. Transition, walk it forward, beautiful. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, deep forward fold. Gently bend the knees. Open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Just doing the best that we can. Doing the best that we can, putting forth effort. The journey always more important than the end. This next one, we're going to kind of come into a low lunge, modify it with a little bit of a revolve twist. This took me a while to get. My shoulder flexibility wasn't there, so I want you to know that I worked on this one for a while. Okay? We're going to start here at the back edge of the mat. Let's do a cleansing breath together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale, we're going to draw those arms up. Sometimes I like to take my thumb and index together, head in line here with those arms. Add a little bit of a back bend here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come back. Inhale and rise. Exhale, we're going to swan dive down into down dog. Into our down dog. Beautiful. Inhale, draw that left leg up to hip level. On the exhale, draw the left knee to the chest, to the nose. Place the left foot next to the left hand. Lower the back knee to the ground. Come up vertical, and now come beautiful horizontal. Stay here several breath cycles. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Gently release, framing the foot. We're going to draw the back knee, really comes under that hip, okay? And I like to tuck my back toe, so make sure the back knee is under this hip. We're going to place the left hand on the left hip, draw that right arm up. Inhale, create length. On the exhale, working on taking the left elbow and shoulder outside the left knee. This is not easy. Many of us are simply going to stay here today. Revolve the torso. Now, some of us may be able to come into a prayer twist. Top ribs back, bottom ribs forward. A few of us may be able to come here. Shoulders stacked over one another. Top ribs back, bottom ribs forward. And a few of us take the left hand now outside the right hip and try to thread, clasping the fingers into a bind, gazing over the left shoulder. Gently release, left hand on the hip. Come up, arms up. Frame the foot. Come into down dog. Beautiful. Widen those heels. Feel those inner thighs spiraling back. Walk the hands and feet towards one another. Inhale, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, deep forward fold. Come more to that midfoot. Breathe into those hamstrings. Gently bend the knees. Open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Taking the strap. Coming to the back edge of the mat here. Inhale, swan dive up to the thumb and index finger together. If we can, add a little bit of a back bend. Open the chest, open the heart. Inhale, rise. Exhale, swan dive down into a down dog. Inhale, draw that right leg up to hip level. Firm that right leg, straighten that right leg. Rotate almost the pinky head in just a bit. On the exhale, draw the right knee to the chest, to the nose. Place the right foot next to the right hand. Lower the back knee to the ground. Come up vertical. Inhale, beautiful. Low lunge. Stay here several breaths. Beautiful. Frame the foot, lower the hands here. Draw that back knee under the hip, and I want you to tuck that back toe. Beautiful. Root into the ground here. Draw that right hand on the right hip. Draw that left arm up. If you want to use a strap later, you can, but first we have to get the journey to get there. On the exhale, this is difficult. Draw the elbow and shoulder outside of the right knee. Come into this little transverse rotation here. Beautiful. Now we take the hands, phase 2. Still rotating the upper and mid torso. Now, lower the left hand to the ground, right arm up. Shoulders stacked over one another. Right hand now outside of the left hip. And eventually you can take the left hand or the strap. Come into this bind. Gaze over the right shoulder. Gently release. Right hand on the hip. Come on up, both hands. Frame the foot into down dog here. Dynamic down dog, heel and toe, heel and toe. Walk the hands and the feet towards one another. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Gently bend the knees. Open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Having a seat here, we're going to have probably a block nearby. We're going to explore the magical pose, Gomukhasana here. As we do this together, I'll mirror you here. You're going to cross the right leg over the left. This isn't easy, so we cross the right leg over the left. We rock forward and back several times, just kind of adjusting ourselves. Yesterday, I definitely had my son. He struggled with this, and he utilized the block to help him get in this position. You may have another block nearby that we might use, okay? So come forward and back till eventually you get in this position. But this is a beautiful hip and shoulder together on this. Beautiful. So right leg over the top here. Now we're going to take the strap, if we need the strap, and we're going to draw that left arm up. Draw the left hand down the spine and draw that right arm to meet the strap or the fingers. You can interlace those fingers. Press the head into the back of the arm. Now this is the shoulders and hips really come together on this pose. We're going to stay here several breaths. It's okay to close those eyes. Gently release. Let's adjust. We're going to cross now the left leg over the right. And we're going to come forward and back till we can settle ourselves in this pose. Beautiful. Maybe sitting on that block. We're going to take the strap now over to the right arm. Inhale, draw that right arm up. Guide the strap down the back. Breathe evenly into both hips. Take that left arm, clasp a hold of the strap or the fingertips, and press the head into the back of the arm. It's okay to close those eyes. Gently release. Come out of that into Dandasana here. Root through the sitting bones, draw length in the spine. Widen those legs a bit, preparing for Upavista Konasana. And the goal is to rotate the pelvis forward and rotate the knees back. And for some of us, sitting up on a block or maybe even a blanket would help us, rooting under the sitting bones to make that happen. Press outer edges of the feet, rotate those knees back. Beautiful. And for some of us, we're just going to simply breathe into those adductors here. A few of us may be able to come forward a little bit more, rotating those knees back into the Upavista Konasana here. Breathe evenly into the lower back, into both sides. We're going to stay here a while. A few of you may be able to go to a fuller expression with a yogi grip where you take the thumb and index finger around the big toes. I like to draw my chin forward a bit, drawing length in my cervical. Breathe into those adductors. We'll stay here. Close those eyes. Breathe into the lower back. Exhale longer than the inhale. Inhale and rise. Let's draw the soles of the feet together. Maybe keep a block nearby. And I like to draw my sitting bones close to the heels, soles of the feet together. And I take the feet almost like I'm opening a book, and my elbows come on the inside here of the inner thighs. And I'm in a little Baddha Konasana, butterfly stretch. And I'm breathing evenly into the adductors and the groin. I'm going to hold this a little longer. I might want to take a block and rest my forehead onto the block if I can reach, just to add a little bit of my lower back release. Gently rise. Preparing as we come out of this pose here, we're going to prepare in Shavasana. So we just reap so many benefits from today's practice. And I want us just, as we come in to prepare for Shavasana, one last long stretch here of the upper and lower body, almost moving in two different directions here. Beautiful. One last neutralizing of the spine. And just gently relax. Let everything go. Relax the palms, relax the feet, nestle the shoulder blades into the mat. One last long breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. We'll do a natural breath cycle as we just come into our Shavasana. Reflecting back on our efforts today. And what is the meaning of Namaste? Knowing the divinity in you recognizes the divinity in others. Let everything go, regenerate, stay here as long as you need. You deserve the rest.